everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm really excited about today's topic because I want to talk about a message I think a lot of us need to hear more often, and that is it's never too late to start your fitness journey, even if you're over 40, 50 or beyond. I was chatting with a fellow fitness professional recently, and we got into a conversation about our grandmothers. And when I was little, my nan was in her early 50s, but she looked old. She didn't dye her hair, didn't wear makeup, and she always had her hair tied up in a bun. So, like a typical old lady at that time, she was literally just missing the rocking chair. Now, she didn't exercise, except for the fact that she had to walk everywhere because she didn't have a car. And as she aged, she became frail. Now, I can remember her at 50, and back then, I suppose like any child looking at a 50-year-old, 50 looked really old to me. But now that I'm, well past that age myself, I look at my life and I realise how incredibly different it is. Now, I'm not saying I look young or I've reversed time, but I feel so much more active, strong, and capable than my nan did at this same stage in her life. And that's the message that I want to share with you today. Hitting your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, it doesn't mean that you have to start acting old. You don't have to settle for feeling stiff, tired, or giving up on your goals, whether that's getting fit, losing weight, and feeling strong. It isn't just achievable, it is totally within your reach. So let's start by addressing this myth that it's too late once you hit a certain age, that somehow that window of opportunity has closed. For so long, society has been telling us that once we reach midlife, it's time to slow down, that our best days are behind us. And I kind of understand where this comes from. After all, I think about my nan at 50, and it just seemed that like what aging looked like. But that was then. We have come a long way in understanding how we can age better, not just age older. We've been taught that muscle loss, frailty, and slowing down is just the natural progression of aging. But it doesn't have to be that way. Yes, things do change as we age. Our hormones shift, our metabolism slows down a bit. But none of these are reasons to believe that you can't make real, meaningful progress in your health and fitness. In fact, now more than ever, we've got the tools, the knowledge, and the opportunities to redefine what aging looks like. So, what does starting or restarting your fitness journey after 50 really look like? Well, for one, it's about giving yourself the opportunity to preserve and build muscle, because that is critical for maintaining your strength, your balance, and your metabolism as you get older. Now, unlike my nan, who grew frail as she aged, we know that strength training can help prevent that. When you build muscle, you're not just looking good, you're protecting your body from injuries, boosting that metabolism, and keeping your bones strong. How many of us have had grandmothers that have broken hips, broken wrists from falls? This is such a big win for women over 40, especially as we head toward and through menopause. And let's not forget about mental health. Regular exercise has been shown to reduce anxiety, improve mood, and boost self-confidence. If any of you have ever been to the doctors because your mood, your anxiety, you're struggling, you will know that one of the first things your GP will tell you to do is to get outside, get into nature, go for a walk, do some exercise. Back when our grandmothers were our age, this was not part of the conversation. But now we know how impactful moving can be on our emotional well-being. We also cannot ignore the impact on mobility and independence. By keeping our bodies moving, by staying strong, we are setting ourselves up for the kind of life where we can do the things we love. Now, whether that's playing with grandkids or travelling without feeling limited by our age. Now, I know a lot of women feel discouraged because they think progress is going to be slow, or that they won't see the same results that they did in their 20s or 30s. But the truth is that your progress might look different now, but it's just as meaningful, if not more so. So when I think about my own fitness journey, I am not really focused on aesthetics these days. I'm focused on how I feel, on staying strong and mobile for the long term. And that means celebrating progress or looking for progress in new ways. So it's like feeling more energetic, being able to lift heavier weights, or in my case, cycle further by improving my endurance. Now, these are wins that we absolutely should celebrate. I'm also thinking about my independence down the line. So my nan, bless her, became more and more limited in what she could do as she got older. But I'm determined that I can stay active and independent for as long as I can. And I know that that starts with taking care of myself now. So if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, I want to make a change, but where the hell do I start? First things first, start where you are at. You do not need to jump into a crazy workout routine or do something extreme. In fact, you shouldn't. It's about building a foundation that's sustainable, enjoyable, that's really important, and tailored to your body right now. So start with strength training if you aren't doing that already. Lifting weights. They don't have to be the huge Olympic bars you see on the TV in the weightlifting competitions. You can do resistance exercises 2 or 3 times a week. You can start with body weight, and it's one of the best things you can do for your body. It'll help you preserve muscle and build muscle. It'll keep your metabolism ticking along, and it will give your body the support and the strength it needs that prevents frailty that we are used to seeing so much in our grandmother's generation. So next, I would suggest don't overlook the importance of mobility and flexibility. I have to do a lot of this. Things do start aching a little bit more as we get older. So stretching, yoga, maybe Pilates, or even just incorporating more movement into your daily life. It is so important to staying flexible and avoiding injury as we age. And finally, walking. It is one of the most underrated forms of exercise. So my nan had to walk because she didn't have a car, she couldn't drive. And honestly, that might have been one of the few things that kept her somewhat active. Now, walking is really gentle on the joints. It is easy to fit into your day, and it can do wonders for your cardiovascular health and your mental well-being. So, to be clear, this isn't about trying to look like we're in our 20s again. Can't promise you that. It's not about reversing time or pretending we are younger than we are. But it is about feeling strong and capable no matter what your age. It's about living a life where you're not held back by aches and pains, where you can keep doing the things that you love and where you feel confident. I look at my life now and I compare it to my nan's, and it is just so different. We are not bound by the same expectations that aging has to look a certain way. Getting older does not mean giving up. In fact, it can mean stepping into a new chapter of strength and energy. So, if you have been telling yourself it is too late to make a change, or if you've been looking at your age as a barrier, I want you to know it is simply not true. Whether you're 40, 50, or beyond that, you can start now. You can feel stronger, you can feel more energetic and more capable than you ever thought possible. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode has inspired you to think again about what you do exercise wise, where you are right now, and know that there is so much that you can achieve no matter what your age. If you enjoyed this episode or found it helpful, please share it with someone else who might need this little reminder. And as always, feel free to reach out to me, any questions or stories. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye.